Well, hello there and welcome back to the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel, where today I do have my prediction video for the Burnley versus Hull City game live from Turf Moor tomorrow night. I will be there. I will have a match day vlog out for you after the game, so stay tuned to this YouTube channel for that. But in this video I'll be going over my predicted Hull City lineup, some of the information from previous matches between Hull City and Burnley before, and then also to top it off with my official prediction score-wise and who I think will score. So let's crack into my Hull City predicted lineup. So starting off in net, I do think we'll start off with Matt Ingram. Although it looks like Nathan Baxter has recovered from his injury as he was on the bench against Norwich on Saturday, Matt Ingram has been doing a phenomenal job. He leads the league in saves per match. He's been doing fantastic. He's been the reason that we are currently undefeated in the league. From that Preston game and also from the Norwich game, he pulled off some fantastic saves. And I think he's averaging about 6.7 saves per match, which is just mind-boggling. So yeah, that's why he makes it into the net over Nathan Baxter and over the other two goalkeepers, which aren't really favoured in comparison to these two greats. Moving into the back four now. So I'm going for a very similar lineup for what we had against Norwich. I felt the 4-3-3 worked. It did. The change of formation, the allowing of adaptation really helped here. So obviously the two centre-back partnership of Jacob Greaves and Tobias Figueiredo. Fantastic performance from both of them. I felt Tobias was lacking in a few areas. It was probably not his strongest performance I've seen of him this season. But I mean, he's allowed one game, a one-off game, isn't he? And Jacob Greaves, another solid performance. Yeah, he's still at the club. We'll see how long that lasts. I think that at this point he should stay. Even if he doesn't sign on a new contract, he's still got 2 years left on his deal. And then our two full-backs, wing-backs, depending on the formation, depending on how we're going to play. Obviously, Louis Coyle, who will be our captain, and then Callum Elder. I felt Callum Elder had another very strong performance coming off the back of that Carabao Cup game when he had a mediocre performance. I felt that he solidified it with this performance here. Obviously, he did have his 100th start for Hull City against Norwich, which just rounded off a nice performance. And then obviously with our midfield three, we do have Seri missing again. It's a minor injury, but he's going to be out for this midweek performance again, and hopefully make it back for Saturday's fixture against West Brom. But the midfield three, Alfie Jones, who I was actually very surprised with. He played in midfield for the first time, I believe, in his career. And he did a fantastic job. He was going forwards. He was at some points the highest person up the pitch above Estupinian. So I think he did a fantastic performance, filling in that sort of like CDM role in midfield. So yeah, I'd like to see him start there again. Then we have also got Regan Slater, who his performances have been picking up. They're gradually getting back to the standard that it was at last season. And then obviously Ozan Tufan, who nearly scored another cracking goal last game, but unfortunately I think it just didn't dip enough. And it would have been a belter. So yeah, that's my midfield three. Then moving just a bit further up the field, we have got Benjamin Tete on the left hand side. He did a fantastic job as sort of a playmaker. And sort of like just like working that left wing, left midfield side. Just if he had a bit more energy. I understand like he's a very tall guy, very big guy. It's hard for him to contain that energy, and yeah, he's a fantastic player, but he can't last a full match. He can't last that long. He can last about 60, 70 minutes at full work rate, but then that's why some of these new signings that we're looking at signing are going to come in, are going to help out with this, are going to help out with some of the issues that we are facing at the moment. Over on the right hand side, we do have Aliar Said Manesh, the man who literally plays anywhere he wants on the pitch, but he did another fantastic solid performance. I don't think it was his strongest performance that we've seen in a Hull City shirt for him, but another solid performance. We can't fault the man. He is a fantastic player. And then the big man up top, the man who got his first 2 goals for Hull City against Norwich and a fantastic brace, Oscar Estupiñán. Yes, the 2 goals were fortunate, but you can't really complain. I felt the corner one was a bit more well worked than the one straight from play, because that kind of came off their defender. But the corner one, he did actually spot it. He spotted the gap when he needed to come in and just make that little tap in. And you can't really fault that tap in. He got it in the back of the net. He saw his little move in when he needed to, and it was a well worked brace for him. So let's move on to some of Hull City and Burnley's previous debacles. Okay, so last time we played Burnley, it was in the Premier League back in 2017, and it did end up in a 1-1 draw with that fantastic Tom Huddleston penalty for us. So yeah, an even-ish game, but last time we did play them at Turf Moor was in the same season, I believe in 2016, earlier on in that season, and it was a 1-1 draw again, but this one was a bit tighter. It was from that Robert Snodgrass late-minute winner in additional time from the free kick, which was just mind-boggling. It came in the 90th minute plus 5 minutes injury time, and it just dipped over that wall. Mwah. Robert Snodgrass, yeah, he's kind of gone off the radar a bit. He's at Luton now, but yeah, it was a fantastic when he was a Hull player. But for this season so far, we're currently sitting second in the Championship after Blackburn did win their game yesterday. Burnley are sitting 11th with 1 win, 1 draw and 1 loss. Meanwhile, we're sitting in second with two wins and 1 draw. Goals per match, Burnley have got an average of 0.67. Meanwhile, we've got an average of 1.33. Goals conceded per match are even. Both teams have got an average of 0.67. Biggest wins for either side, 2-1 win for us, shared between Bristol and Norwich, and that 1-0 win for Burnley against Huddersfield on the opening day of the Championship. Meanwhile, the biggest loss for Burnley was that 1-0 loss against Watford this weekend. Meanwhile, we haven't lost, and both teams have kept 1 clean sheet this season so far. So it's going to be a very, very dog-end match. Obviously, Burnley, they were a Premier League team up until the end of last season. They just recently got relegated. They've managed to keep a fair bit of their squad. They've got Vincent Kompany in as manager now, who is playing a lot of that Pep Guardiola ball in that Burnley squad. So it is going to be a hard match. It is going to be a tough test. I think it'll be an even tougher test than it was against Norwich. And yeah, we're just going to have to, if we play how we did against Norwich with that adaptation and that well-workedness throughout the majority of the game and applied it within the first 10 and the closing 10 minutes, I can see us grabbing a win with little or very, very little faults. So let's go on to my official prediction for this game. Okay, so as I just said, it is going to be a tight game, and I think it will be a 1-0 win for Hull City. A nice 3 points picked up on the road. It'll be our first away win of the season. And yeah, I think it is going to be a super, super tight game. It won't be a very boring game by that matter, but I think it will be very tight. Obviously, we've got Matt Ingram, who is fantastically on form this season so far. And he's gonna have to pull out some fantastic saves, because we're gonna come up against some very, very intense Burnley attacks. But yeah, I do think we're going to pick up a 1-0 win with a Benjamin Tete goal. I'd like to see him get his first goal for Hull City after Oscar Estupiñán did get his at the weekend. So yeah, a 1-0 win, Benjamin Tete goal. Let me know down in the comments what you think about my prediction and who you think will score and what you think the scoreline will be. Don't forget, I will have a vlog out tomorrow though from the game, as I will be heading over to Turf Moor. So like and subscribe for that so you don't miss any more Hull City content. But this has been the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel. Goodbye.